live stream just to play this beautiful song. And the inspiration for this video actually comes from this gentleman right here by the name of Torbjorn, I believe is a Norwegian name. And so he just uploaded this song on one guitar, and I thought, well, now I need to learn it. And he's a guitar player from a tribute band called Local Heroes, and it's one of the best tribute bands for Dire Straits I ever heard. Just simply amazing, and not even in terms of playing and technical abilities, I mean just from the emotional perspective. I think I love them. And the guy is amazing too. He's just down to earth and really extremely approachable, as some people say about me, but it's applicable for him as well. And another video, since they are on this topic of when it comes to you, is actually this video right here by Chris Whitten, actual musician from the group basically. So he toured the Dire Straits in the 90s, and they played this song occasionally on every street tour. And so it's a very great video and a great drum track, actually, just simply amazingly written and performed by Jeff Porcaro, as you can see. And Chris recreates it beautifully, and it's so amazing to see the actual musician playing and all these little details again. And it's an actual musician and not some Russian guy trying to play Knopfler songs. But anyway, I just saw this video, and I thought, this video by Torbjorn, and I thought, well, I need to learn this song. And so I actually tried to learn it before, but I tried it and I leave it for better times, and better times arrived right now, and so I'll try to do it live. So I think the thing we can basically start from is the riff, because everybody wants to learn the riff. And I actually have a couple of aha moments when it comes to you and then it comes to this riff, because I usually played it like this. So it was something like this. And I always thought that there's something missing there, and probably a lot of things are missing in my playing anyway. But here I thought that it's not like I don't like how it sounds. And the aha moment came. Then I realized that, wait a minute, it's actually it's great to play this little riff in two voices, in a double stops the whole time, not like this and then this. And by the way, the tuning is open G tuning, so the same tuning as my previous video, Angel of Mercy, and Romeo and Juliet as well, and so many other songs. And so the tuning is open G tuning, and I always thought that I always played it like this. And the aha moment again is that it's actually a two-voice line. When you have a top line, so it's like this. Like this, so it's and the bottom line is I played it better, not on the live stream, but anyway, like this. So it's the bottom line is, and the top line is something like this. But anyway, if you put it together, it's like so, almost like something pedal steel player might have played. And it's a country song. It has this country vibe in it, I think, and it's just makes sense. But anyway, what I'm playing actually is this double stop here, 3rd fret, 5th fret, then pull off to open strings. Actually, it's the only place in the whole song which this has this major vibe, because that's open G. It's a major chord. But anyway, and I actually, but it just plays so fast that you can actually hear it in the song. So pull off, then a slap with the right hand, then this double stop, 4th fret, 3rd fret, slide, and open strings with my fingers. So it's, and then slide again, but other direction. So it's frets 3 and 2, slide, and open strings again. So and there are actually 2 options to play it. So it's either this slide with fingers or this slide with the thumb, but thumb hitting 2 strings at once. So something like this. And what I like to add as well is the first is this bass, and that I like to do, and I can't say that it's like on the record or something, but it's what I like to do, is to add yet another bass here. So it's, so it creates this little syncopated bass line. It sounds like, and now I think this riff is complete. Once I add this bass line, I think I'm safe to play it for an audience. So it's like, and in context it's something like, so something like this. And again, my mistake was I thought that it's a 1 here. I thought that this line is a single note line followed by a double stop. So, but actually it sounds way cooler and way more beautiful. If you add this double stop, additional double stop, hidden double stop. So that's all I can say as far as main riff is concerned, but the rest of the song is actually pretty simple, in good meaning of the word simple. I mean, it's just a 3-chord blues basically, and the chords are this simply G5, because that's open G tuning and anyway. And if you play this 5th, 4th and 3rd string, it sounds like a G power chord basically. And that's important because it's not major, it's not something like that, and it's not minor as well, so it's not that as well. That's G5. It's nor minor nor major, and typical stuff for the blues. And the other chord is actually D minor, which in open G looks like this. So it looks like B minor 7 flat 5, open 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open. And if you actually learn the songs like Wild West End before, it actually has this line here, D minor line or whatever. And so the next chord is C5 again, which is the bar on the 5th fret, and again only 3 strings, just like here, and that's it basically, because the next one is again D minor with another bass. Hello, привет всем. So the way Mark plays it, actually, the way he holds his hands, he can't block these strings a lot. And I mean, when I'm playing, I block 2 strings just for it to sound like this. On the D minor, I won't block anything, but on the G5 and C5, I actually block the 1st and the 2nd string, so it won't sound major all of a sudden. So I block the 2 upper strings, so it has this bluesy vibe. Mark actually plays it, he holds his hand like this, and he can't possibly block the 2nd string, but you can actually play it simply ignoring the 2nd string. So it would be something like just be careful with those major notes. And that's it as far as the chords are concerned. So G5, D minor, C5, and back to G5. And the verse goes actually, I'm trying to mimic the studio recording, which goes like this. It's not like Mark usually played it live. He played it in a more simple way, I think. But that's how I do it, and I try to combine some live performances with the studio recording and so on. But anyway, what I'm doing here is I play like no fancy chicken picking and stuff like that. It's just simply a downstroke coupled with the bass. So bass down, the only chicken picking part is here. Something like that. basic rhythm again is this. This chord I actually hold with a ring finger because it has this. Again, played only on 3 strings. So it's C5, then a quick shift here in the 3rd position. That's actually only 2 strings. And the G5 chord probably has the most variations you can think of. So it's something like, it has these multiple variations you apply on the fly, basically. So you can't learn it well, you can learn it, but that's actually the one variation used in the chorus. So in the chorus it's something along those lines, or then this part happens, which is D minor in the chorus, and I approach it like this. And I'm not positive Mark is playing it like this as well, but this is how I hear it and how I see it. And there are just 2 or 3 videos actually with Mark playing, but I see it like this, and it's pretty ingenious, and it's the second aha moment in the song, because when it gets to the end of the chorus, so it's this shape here is a pretty insane shape, I have to say. So what I'm doing here is I'm holding like the D minor chord from earlier, so open 2 3 2 3, but I switch the fingering. So I hold now 3rd fret with my little finger, then 2nd fret with an index finger, and then 3rd fret with a ring finger. So it's something like this, and I actually hold the bass note, which is this F, D minor over F, in this fashion. And if you look at the videos, you can actually see Mark holding this chord this way. So I mean, this finger is up here, underneath is the ring finger, and it's this sort of shape. And the aha moment came, and I realized that it's actually pretty remarkable how this shape here is very hard to play, but on the other hand, it's easier to play the next beat, which happens after, which is because in this riff you actually hold the index finger and little finger here, and in this chord you hold both the same fingers here, so you're instantly ready for this one. happens like this. So it's and you have less chance, fewer chances to make mistakes. So it's going again straight from this grip here to this grip, as opposed to if you were play it like this, then you need to change hand position and stuff like this. So it reminds me of this shape from Money for Nothing, which is this shape here, which on paper looks ridiculous and it's hard to play. If you play it on its own, if you play it like that, it's impossible to play. So it's basically first finger on the 5th fret, 4th string, then a huge stretch. So the second finger is on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So it's already ridiculous. And the little finger is on the 8th fret on the 2nd string. It doesn't make any sense out of context, but in the context you play it like it's not a big deal, and it's amazingly easy to play. And the same thing happens here, where it goes again from this ridiculous shape, but in context it's easier to play, so it becomes something like and again, because it leads to this beautifully to this riff from this shape. And so, for all the newcomers, we're discussing When It Comes to You from the latest Dire Straits record. A beautiful, beautiful song. And again, I approach this riff here as a 2-note melody. So the top one is the top line is this line, and the bottom line is like this. And I'm not treating it as a basically like this. It's a double stop melody. Very enjoyable to play. I can play it the whole day. So it's pretty much the whole song. It's not the most complicated song in existence. The question is, do I use any software to slow down songs and learning? Let me isolate the guitar part. Well, I used to. When I was a kid, I dabbled in transcribing songs. I used to use some kind of crazy software programs. I believe there is a program called, an app called Transcribe with an exclamation mark or something, where you can do all crazy sorts of crazy stuff to the music, but I never used it, and I used to slow down. And actually, it's funny, in older times, then people had LP records and whatnot, they actually used to stack coins on top of the LP record just to slow it down. But the downside was that if you slow down the record this way, it actually goes lower in pitch. So you need to learn everything in a lower pitch. That's pretty remarkable. These days, I basically just use Spotify or something. I just play the song and then try to listen to it, because I transcribed so many songs at this point that I can listen to it once and just try to work it out. That's how I work these days. But slowing down is actually helpful, that's for sure. That's what I did, and it's not cheating or something. It's just you try to learn the song and try to slow it down, so it's, you hear that it's a double stop here, then it's a open strings here, slaps are pretty obvious, so it's, then the hardest part for me is to hear this double stop line, because again I used to play it like this basically. So yeah, I'm not using any software to slow down songs, but you probably should. What I would recommend is you can get actually some video editing software like Final Cut or something, or the Windows variant of that, and you can actually upload there an audio track and try to slow it down there, because it has some features for slowing down music. You can slow it down without degrading the pitch, I believe, and that's possible. Yeah, dividing the melody is again a superb way to learn, for sure, because again, it's when you have some melodies like that, which is in double stops, once you get that it's a double stop melody, you sort of accept that. And together. And it sounds amazing, I think. Amazing stuff. And just like I said, this ridiculous shape. But it's perfectly ready. Perfectly ready for the next beat. And I'm not even sure that Mark played the bass note here, because he always played this song with a band, and if the band's playing and if the band playing the F bass, you don't need to play, so you can play just this regular bass. But I'm positive that it's a better way to approach this, even if you're playing in this fashion. He probably played like this, so it's open, muting the 5th string, then 3, 2, 3, but again in this sort of fashion where I'm hitting this note with the index finger. Because again it's an easier way to go from here to here. Like this. And in one of the recent videos I actually showed my other mistake where I played calling Elvis with the wrong finger. Things like that happens all the time, and it's really important, I think. So I'm not kidding. I think it's really important to play it like this. Yeah, I'm still in Turkey, and for the time being, I want to stay here, but I don't know where I go next and what will happen next. It's impossible to predict. Anyway, it's a short song, and I think I told everything I needed to say about it. So again, to recap, it's the 2-note double stop melody in the riff, which I play again like a 2-note melody all the time, and add additional bass here. Just more comfortable to play that way, I think, for me, again, because it sounds great. Of course you can play without the second bass. But you can sort of feel that it misses something. And that's why I want to add an additional. And when I actually finished playing it, I actually lift my hand so hard that it's sort of like almost like a pull off. So it's almost like this, and it creates this feeling of hitting the bass again. So it's bass here, bass here, and bass here, even though I'm not playing it actually. It should make for a great ending lick, so the song. Again, it's G5 sound, so it's not major. Beware of that. It's only 3 strings. So that's it. I'll probably record a solo for that song because it's beautiful. I play it in the beginning, something like. Played something like that, but it's filled with great, amazing open G stuff. So I probably will try to record that, and don't forget to check out my Angel of Mercy video, which was amazing. It just yeah, beautiful stuff. And I'll answer the question. So, what is my favorite Knopfler album? And that's a great question, because if you'll see my website mksongbook.com, you can actually see the songs. I mean, the how you say it. Some albums I made more videos about. I mean, songs. And if you see the Shangri-La album, I almost made the entire album. So I've discussed 5:15 a.m., Boom Like That, Travel Man's Song, Poster from Paraguay, and all the rest of it, apart from Dawn Against Gun. And I actually have a lot to say about this song. I just need to really learn how to play slide, because it's a beautiful played on slide guitar and has so many little details. But I have a lot to say about this song, but I just need another guitar and to finish with this. And Don't Crash the Ambulance and Summer of Love. But anyway, it's probably my favorite album, because again, it's from musician's perspective and from a listener's perspective. It's one of the best albums. I think it's beautifully recorded in Malibu, in the USA, and so it's perfectly recorded, perfectly written, perfectly laid out. The cover art is perfect, so I think it's just simply a masterpiece. But again, simply the fact that I covered almost the whole album, I think speaks for itself. Yeah, Privateering is a mixed bag for me. I love it. I obviously love the album, but I think the original idea for this album, I believe, was to not include too many blues tracks and to record blues tracks on a separate album. And that's actually I think it comes from the official interview. Yeah, and that would sound nice, because you can actually put a regular album out of this double album, if you know what I mean. But I actually have a lot to say about this album as well. So I have a lot to say about Radio City Serenade. It's a beautiful song, by the way, in the open G as well. So it's maybe one of the future songs to discuss. And again, the first song from the second CD is also Kingdom of Gold. Yeah, it's an incredible song. So I just haven't able to get to it yet, but it's a beautiful album. Yeah, and again, my favorite would be probably Shangri-La. But it's hard to pick favorites always. And my favorite song would probably be The Ragpicker's Dream, because it's so, again, perfectly written from the Mark the songwriter perspective, I think it's his masterpiece, or how you call it, magnum opus, I believe it's in in Latin or something. Yeah, I attended only 3 live shows in my lifetime, Mark's live shows. So you can see how committed I'm to his art, actually, because I visited only 3 shows in 2005, 2007, or 2008. Kill to Get Crimson tour. So I went to the Shangri-La tour and Kill to Get Crimson tour, and recently in 2019 to the Down the Road Wherever tour. And I know people who went to hundreds of concerts, but I'm not this kind of a obsessive around live shows, because people go to live shows not to listen to the music for most part. In Mark's community, they go to chill out together, to have a purpose to go there. So in other words, to have meetings before shows and all that sort of stuff. But I'm away from all that, and so I visit only 3 shows. There are no plans for tours for now, but if Mark will play, I will definitely try to be there. If I'll be able to acquire visas and stuff like that, which is impossible for the time being. On this guitar I use strings. Because it's a short scale guitar, it means that you need to use heavier strings in order for this guitar to sound like a regular guitar. So for me it's actually heavy bottom and I believe medium top portion. So it's 11 through 56, I believe, something like that. So it's D'Addario 11 to 56. It's, in other words, it's the set which is next set after that would be with the wound 3rd string. So it's the heaviest set with unwound 3rd string. And speaking of privateering, I also need to cover the first song, which is the Redwood Tree. I recently spoke with a student of mine and I came to the conclusion I need to cover so many songs, it's just unbelievable. Devil Baby, Telegraph Road, Redwood Tree, Radio City Serenade, Lights of Taormina. I mean, I can go on and on and on, and that's the beauty of it, the beautiful part. Because I already covered 90 songs and I still have so many great songs left. No, I don't think so. I think Italy has one of the biggest fan bases, I think, for Mark Knopfler's music for some reason. I don't know why, but you have a lot of tribute bands from Italy, I think, and so many Italian fans, for certainly more than in Russia, that's for sure, or Turkey, for that matter. So Wild West End would be probably the next one, because it's an easy one. it's hard to discuss favorite albums because they're all great, and so many great songs again. Even from the first album, I need to discuss Down to the Waterline. I also need to discuss some Southbound again, I think. Also some hardcore finger-picking songs. And from the second album, I get tons of requests for Skate Away. Just tons of requests for Skate Away. So I need to do Skate Away as soon as possible. And from the third album and from all the albums, I need to discuss so many songs. Yeah, the thing about Mark's music is that when I transcribed When It Comes to You, I kept thinking that I imagined that I don't know this music, and so I searched for new music as I'm usually doing. I'm constantly listening to new music and searching for new music. And so I imagine hearing When It Comes to You. This is an obscure, almost obscure song from On Every Street album. I think I know it's been covered by John Anderson, or how this guy called. But anyway, it was a hit. But anyway, it's not like the most famous song for sure. And I imagine hearing it for the first time, and I would instantly fall in love with it, I think, because it's so perfectly written, perfectly executed, perfectly recorded, and all these details, and this amazing sound, and it comes and something like that. It has so many little details, you can fall in love just instantly, and I think that would go in my collection just the second I heard it, I think. So I think, and you have actually many young fans who are on YouTube uploading stuff. I mean, I just in the recent video, the video for Angel of Mercy was inspired by a 14-year-old guitar player on YouTube who plays many of Mark Knopfler tracks. So you can safe to say that Mark's music will be loved by future generations, that's for sure. Yeah, I got to have something also again, A Summer of Love. I don't know, and the beauty of it is that I don't know what next song will be. So again, I can see a video like this man here. I can see a video and boom, I want to learn When It Comes to You. So you'll never know where inspiration will come, and I'm always ready for inspiration. Great. 62 years, it's close age to my parents, so I can see where you're coming from. And 335 is a beautiful guitar, so you got lucky there, that's for sure. And speaking of Get Lucky, I think I need to cover some songs from Get Lucky as well, and I already tried, and some songs I actually have in the works. So I have some songs from Get Lucky in the workings, and so for instance the second track, I believe, Hard Shoulder, I believe. So yeah, it's but it's so enjoyable just to trying to learn all this. Yeah, hello everybody. Hello Peter. A beautiful song, really. And from hearing it, you actually, I never thought that it's an open G tuning. I thought that it's a basic rock song, because it's again, it's filled with this country influence and with bluesy guitar. It's almost in the same shape like How Long, because How Long is this 3-chord folk song but with a rock guitar. So it's like a country song but with the heavily distorted solo guitar, and that's clash of styles, I think, is what Mark is underrated for, probably, because I wanted to say famous for, but he's not famous for everything. He's underrated. And again, that's How Long and When It Comes to You is these two songs. Because another thing I've been thinking a lot is that should his music be more popular, I think you would get more people like me just simply discussing his music all day long, because for other songs and other artists you actually have a lot more coverage in that regard. So I wish there would be dozens of guys who's doing it, but it's not a huge company. You've got Ingo Reven, you've got Ismail Guitar World, and a few others, and that's pretty much it. And it's sad in a way, but in the other way, I have this platform to grow. Yeah, In the Gallery is also an amazing song, and I actually, again, speaking of things I worked on, I actually worked on the solo from In the Gallery, and it's an unbelievably hard song to play. If you can play it, send it to me, please, because be my guest, in other words, because it's just impossible to recreate. And some things are just so hard that I just sit on them for months and just try it again, try to play it, fail miserably, and leave it, and then go back. And that happens all the time. And In the Gallery solo is one of those things, because it's hard to play the rhythm, but the solo, man, that's on the other level for sure. Speaking of In the Gallery, I believe it has this sort of reggae influence, as I discussed, and I've been studying Romeo and Juliet with one of my students recently, and I accidentally found that Romeo and Juliet also has this little reggae influence. So it's just little details like that. I think it's funny to notice that, because it's actually built in the song, this rhythm. It's yeah, Josh Turner is basically an artist at this point. he writes his own songs, he records albums, he tours, and so yeah, he's a star. And always been. So he started like a YouTuber slash cover artist, but now I think he's legitimately an artist. But George Turner, he's one of these guys that inspire me to quit. Yeah, it's weird to play Romeo and Juliet without the capo. But it's the open G part of my playing right now, and I figured I tune it in open G anyway, so I might as well play some open G songs. So Wild West End probably will be the next one, and Radio City Serenade might be the next one, and Telegraph Road, why not? I might discuss Telegraph Road in this live fashion, because it's impossible to discuss this song anyway, but at least I can do that. So that's cool. That's an hour long live stream. I think I said everything I wanted to say about When It Comes to You, which is like a divorce song, I believe. So that might be the best divorce song ever. Because if you listen to the lyrics, you can feel that vibe. Yeah, Telegraph Road, I don't even know how to tackle it, because yeah, it has this open G part, but what else it has? 14 minutes long song. I think I Love You So Too Much, I think is also a great song. So yeah, when I open my website and I look at all the songs I need to work on, it's unbelievable just how much I need to cover. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.